Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today let's take a look at curb holes and why the city doesn't want you to work on these curbs or touch them, why it's hard to get a permit, many different things. And I think the reason why is going to surprise you, but it's actually very simple. Let's take a look. So we are in Columbus, Ohio, and this is a section of the country that has 20 degrees below zero days, 40 degree below zero days and nights. And look, there's curb holes. This video is showing why most municipalities and counties don't want the curb holes. It's not that they look bad. It's not that they freeze and water freezes on the road. That's not why. Take a look and I think you'll understand why you need that permit to cut the curb or to cut the walk. All of these things, and why some places have just stopped doing it completely and you cannot get a permit. But this is the reason why. So this is a great example of why most of these cities don't want you to touch the curb. You see what they've done there is they've used some kind of hammer, probably a sledgehammer, and they just broke the curb and they put the drain tile in, the downspout drain. And of course this looks tacky, and curbs are expensive. But so you can see, if you core a curb, you can see the core, and this one's original. I mean, this has been here for 50 years. It looks really good. Picking up that downspout drain. There's 3 of them on this house, a small porch, and there's one on this side and there's one on the other side. And you can see over here, again, an original curb. And the reason I know that's original is because you can see where they've brought the asphalt. You see how deep it is? They've just paved over the street so many times, and this one needs cleaning, there's no doubt. That's why cleaning is such a big piece of what you need to maintain. If you don't maintain this pipe, your basement and crawl space, your slab foundation is going to go bad. Several years ago, I showed you guys a video of a basement that we were waterproofing. This is that house. This is here in Columbus, Ohio. And this is that house. It's been, what, maybe 10 years or so. And the house turned out really great. But what we're looking at is the drainage. You can see the downspouts, but let's go back here. You can see the sump pump as it comes out through the wall. Remember, this area freezes. Columbus gets cold. There's 40 degree below days. I mean, it gets really cold. Sump pump comes out through the wall. There's a pipe that comes up to the front, picking up the downspout. And this is a lot of roof coming down this drain. You can see it. All that upper roof and the porch comes down. Line runs out to the front. It does not pop up. It goes to the curb. And that's where these drains belong. Remember, this video is trying to explain where rainwater is supposed to go. And I know that people talk about, hey, we can't do that here, but take a look. You can. More curb holes and all kinds of material. This is ABS. You see the black plastic? ABS. And they've got thin wall PVC up by the house. This one has thin wall PVC, bringing it out to the street. Every house has got a different drainage pipe, but they're all the same. Everything works exactly the same. This guy's got Schedule 40. He's got, very overkill on his drain, but it works great. And it's 3-inch. Can you see where they splashed that out up on the driveway? And the reason being is, look at the curb hole. It's just totally compacted. There is a pipe that runs through here, but it was never maintained. So easily the homeowner splashes it out. And of course on the driveway it's not so bad, but if you splash it out on the side of your house, that water goes right back down into the crawl space. Remember, these are basements, and they end up with wet basements. Okay, let's take a look at historical neighborhoods and the sandstone curb. One of the charms of this neighborhood is the sandstone curb. Can you see that? And you can see what the people that don't really think about it, they don't care. I hate to say that, but they come out and they just bust up that sandstone. They put concrete around it, and of course it doesn't hold. This is what the county and the city don't want you to do. This is why there's permits. This is why you have to call the city if you want to core the drain. This is the reason. Here on this side of the street, you can see it. Someone just took a sledgehammer and just busted up that drain, and then they put concrete around it. Of course, that freezes and it heaves up. Again, this is why the city gets really upset about cutting curbs. Granted, this is sandstone, and that's half the appeal of these homes. Is this neighborhood is called Beachwald, and that's the appeal, is to have the sandstone, have that history of the homes. And take a look at this side. It's just horrible. Now, someone did saw cut that one. You can see it's very clean, but they just poured concrete back, and you can see the pipes. You know, it's just very tacky looking. But if you take that hammer drill, and you can easily go through the sandstone, not a problem. But people don't take the time to do that. So here's the sandstone core. See how much better that looks? Look at the difference. This one was cored with a hammer drill. Can you see the difference? I mean, it looks so good. Granted, the pipe, you know, is old and all those things. It's black ABS pipe, but take a look at the difference of that and, you know, seeing the broken, cut up, concreted. It's just horrible. And again, it's usually from, you know, that inexperienced guy that doesn't have the right things to do the job, and he just uses whatever to get it done. And again, you know, right at the end of that apron, you can see the apron, I don't know how old that is, maybe 15, 20 years, but then you get into that 100-year sandstone, and look what they did. So why is this receding? Why is there a dip right here? Let's take a look. So my guess is that on this side of the house is where the downspout came out, and they ended it before it got to the curb. And that's concrete, by the way, and that's sandstone. So it's just terrible. People would just bust them up. People cut walks. Look at that. And they really just do such a terrible job. And this is why you have to get the permits, because people do, whether it be the homeowner or a landscaper or someone that says that they do French drains. You know, they just don't do it right, and you end up with this problem. And I'm really not a negative person, I'm not. I'm just trying to show you the examples of why you have to get a permit and why a lot of municipalities say, no, you cannot bring that water to the street. Okay, so now we're in a more conventional neighborhood, and you can see the curb holes coming off of the downspout drains, coming out here to the street. Water comes out to the street, runs down the hill to the storm drain. Storm drain takes it to the river, and it carries it away. And I'm not just talking about, you know, one house. Let's walk up the street a little ways. Again, a very conventional neighborhood, a newer neighborhood. I guess maybe 15 years old, 20 years old. Curb holes, storm drain, and they're all cored. See that? Hammer drills. But, you know, all the way up and down the street, we could walk miles and miles, and everywhere is the same. See the curb hole? Downspout, gutters, brings that water out here to the street and takes it away. That one was corrugated pipe. This one is thin wall PVC. And you notice that it's 3-inch. 3-inch can handle a great deal of water. 4-inch handles a little bit more, but 3-inch can handle this entire house without any problem. Let's turn around this side. Curb holes. There's another one. 3-inch pipe. Curb hole. 3-inch pipe. Entire neighborhood is 3-inch pipe, unless they've been replaced. But you can see this one needs cleaned. How do I know? See the crack across the driveway? That tells me that the pipe's leaking water and that line needs to be cleaned. So this is a golf course community. If you take a look in there, it's hard to see it, but that's 3-inch corrugated pipe. That line runs back through this area. It doesn't drain out on the golf course. It could, but it goes out to the street where it belongs. But you can see this is 3-inch corrugated pipe, not 4-inch, 3-inch. It picks up the entire front of this house. from the upper gutters. Look at all that roof up there. It takes all that roof, brings it down, 2x3 downspout, and you can see no evidence at all of this overflowing. 3-inch works much better than you think, but 4-inch is a little bit better, also more readily available. 3-inch pipe on the back of the house. Let me show you what it picks up. Half of the back of the roof. The other half goes the other way. Let's go up there and take a look. So we could, you could run this water back to the golf course area. There is an easement there. There are storm drains. They lead over to that pond. That pond, as it overflows and fills up, leads over to the river, which is beyond that tree line. If you look beyond that tree line, there's a river. That's where all this storm water goes. Over here on this side, they've actually replaced it with 3-inch pipe. This side's PVC. Oh, and look, there's that configuration I showed you before of how it really should be for freeze relief. If you're worried about freeze and frost, this is the best way to do it. Sanitary tea, comes down into the pipe, clean out. If it freezes, you just unplug it, unclog it, let it go. Up here, 3-inch pipe. They make all those fittings. That runs right out here to the street. Looking good. But I really wanted you to see the storm drains and the curb system and why, where's that curb hole? There it is. And why it's so important to core drill the curb. So if you're new to our channel, please like and subscribe. We're trying to reach the 100,000 subscribers. That would help us out a lot. Support the channel. But also wanted to say, Columbus, Ohio was where we started, where I started Apple Drains years and years ago, back 1980, 1981 perhaps. And I've sold that business since to my brother Chris. And he is there if you need your line cleaned and you're in Columbus. Look up Atlantic Drain. I'll put a link in the description box below. You can definitely, get those lines cleaned and or replaced or repaired. That's something that you could easily get done, or you could do it yourself. That's another possibility. And so while I'm up here in Columbus, I want to show you guys a couple other things in the next couple of videos. One is the manufacturing of polyethylene pipe, the extrusion, polystyrene, PVC, and show you how these fittings are made so that you can see some of that. Also wanted to show you some of the things that the Buckeye State is doing for rainwater drainage. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.